Okay.
7:17.
I was going to play a practical joke on Menachem, I should say. It just not show up. Today, any Magachir that shows up to today is doing it. It proves that everything he's done until now is L'Shem Shamayim. That's all I'm saying about today. From here on out, very serious stuff. So we're holding, today is Daf Mem Zayin. Zog the Gemara. So we finished saying yesterday that although Rabbi Yossi, he was the author of Seder Olam, he didn't necessarily hold of everything he wrote. In Seder Olam, he wrote that Truma Bizman Hazeh is Deraisa, because he wrote that there's one conquering and that's going to last forever, or the second conquering, the first was Yeshua, then Ezra, that conquering is going to last forever. He himself perhaps doesn't hold that Truma is Deraisa, is the Rabban. Says the Gemara, we're holding 3 lines from the bottom. Rabbi Yossi, Tanila, V'lei Savar, he wrote Seder Olam, but he himself doesn't necessarily hold of everything he wrote. He's the author. He was a ma'asif, he took different things, he's malaket from other people. Hachanami mistabra desanyo, Isa shenidma. Isa shenidma is if you have, okay, it works like this. Midda oiraisa, truma is batal baroiv. That is, one piece of truma fell into 2 pieces of chulin, the truma becomes chulin. That's the raisa. With the Rabbanan, they said 1 out of 100. If you have 1 piece of truma in 99 pieces of chulin, the whole thing becomes truma. So we have dough, isa, that truma fell into it. So what do we view this dough? This dough is only truma d'Rabbanan, because midday raisa, the chulin should have made this dough completely chulin, bottle. Oishin is chamtza b'sa'ir shel truma. Sa'ir is really bad. It's the leavening agent of the dough, and that has very strong properties. So what's the halacha? Chayev is b'chala. So now the Gemara understands that chala and truma are the same thing. If you chayev b'chala, you chayev b'truma, you can learn one from the other. So this dough is chayev b'chala. Now, truma dough is potter b'chala. But since this is mid'oraisa dough, it's only mid'rabanan that we said you need 1 out of 100, but mid'oraisa 1 out of 2, it's batal b'roiv. So in fact, this is a chulin dough mid'oraisa, and chulin dough is chayev b'chala. If you look at Rashi real quickly, a few lines down, 4 or 5 lines down, it says in the first Rashi, because Savri Remeir v'Rebiyuda chala bazman hazeh d'oraisa. I thought it's interesting to point out. Both Remeir and Yehuda hold that challah in our days is the rise. No. Oh, bevayachem. Yeah. Yeah. Ve'in on nefseles b'tvul yoim. What's this tvul yoim? Tvul yoim is a person whose tummy went to the mikvah, and he's waiting for the nightfall. Until nightfall, he has a halacha of a shlishi. He's a sheni. He's a sheni that creates a shlishi. So this dough, if you view it as truma, what could become tameh as a shlishi? Truma. But since it's not really truma, mid'oraisa it's not truma, so it's not nifsal. The tvul yom doesn't have the ability to ruin it. Now, here's what we're looking for. Rabbi Yossi, that's the author of Seder Olam. Reb Shimon, poiter min achala. They say that it's potter. Why? The only reason we can understand right now is because chala is like truma, and truma bizman hazeh is deraisa. Savrua man doma truma deraisa, chala deraisa. And if you hold that truma is deraisa, so chala deraisa. Man doma truma derabanan, chala derabanan. Now, if you hold that chala in our days is the Rabbanon, also the more the Rabbanon, umafka chala the Rabbanon, then I can understand how this whole concept of the Rabbanon overrides the Rabbanon. Elo yamers chala deraisa, also the more the Rabbanon, umafka chala deraisa. Rabbi Yossi says, you're potter from challah. How's it possible? If you are chayav challah d'oraisa, so how does the mu'ah, that's only the rabbanon, take away the obligation? Says the Gemara, v'dilma, kosav Rabbi Yossi truma b'zman hazeh d'oraisa, v'chal d'rabbanon. Who told you that one is connected to the other? Perhaps Rabbi Yossi, so you cannot prove, we wanted to prove that Rabbi Yossi doesn't hold like his own sefer. That in the sefer it says, the other one says that Shum is the Raisa, and in fact you see that he holds Shum is the Rabbanon. Says the Gemara, no. One thing is not, don't bring me a raya from somebody that if you hold that you're chayiv and chala, that it's true, Shum is the Raisa. That for one, that Shum is the Raisa, chal is the Raisa. If chal is the Raisa, Shum is the Raisa, one is not connected to the other. How do we know? Ukadahadar Rav Huna Breder of Yeshua. Like Rav Huna Breder Yeshua answered, Dom Rav Huna Breder Yeshua, Ashkechtinu l'Rabbanon de Beirab Diasbek Amri. I found these chacham. They were saying, Afilu l'manda Omar Truma b'zman hazeh the Rabbanon. Even if you hold chala, a truma is the Rabbanon, chala is the Raisa. So you see that there's no connection between truma and chala. They seem the same, right? You take a little bit of fruit off this pile, take a little bit of dough from this pile, but they're not the same. Why are they not the same? You could have that you hold that truma is the Rabbanon or the Raisa and chal is the Rabbanon, and vice versa. Sharei sheva shekipshu v'sheva shechilku. The first 14 years when Klal Yisrael went into Eretz Yisrael, nischayvu b'chala. It says b'vayachim. As soon as you get into Eretz Yisrael, regardless if you own the land and you were kovish it, v'lo nischayvu b'maiser, because it says by maiser zaracha, it has to be yours. V'aminu lo ano. So again, we're saying that in those days, Chala was the Raisa, Truma wasn't even Chal yet. And then he answered them, the reverse. Even if you hold that in nowadays, Truma is the Raisa, why would Truma nowadays be the Raisa, Rabbi Isai? Because he was Koivishit, Ezra was Koivishit, Las Lavai. It's Eretz Yisrael is always ours from Ezra forever. So Yichayv and Truma b'zman hazeh. You could still say though that it's not connected to Chala the Rabbanon. Why? How do I know the whole chiyuv of Chala? Because it says b'vayachim when you come to Eretz Yisrael. What does it mean when you come to Eretz Yisrael? When you come to Eretz Yisrael means even 2-3 people. The Meraglim, the first people that walked into Eretz Yisrael. Chem, the end of the word, what does chem mean? All of you. Bevias kulchem amarti, veloy bevias miktzoschem, v'chiaskinu Ezra loikulu saluk. When Ezra came back to Eretz Yisrael to conquer Eretz Yisrael, he barely came. I don't know. It was very few. How much was it, Rabbi Schoenberg? 42,000. It's garnished. It was far from being the majority of Klal Yisrael. Memela, there's no chiyuv chala. So don't prove me halacha from chala to whether or not Trum is the Reis of the Rabbanon. There's no connection between the two. Levi came just in time. New Mishnah. This is really new Masechta. Everybody hold your questions for the next 20 minutes. Mashlu Chachamim. The body of a woman has 3 stages, whereas the body of a man only has 2. You're either a katan or a gadol. But the woman has 3 stages. There's a ktana, naira, and a begeres. There's an in-between stage called nairos. Mashlu chachamim be'isha. A woman is like a fig, like a fruit, pago. The first stage is there's nothing there, just comes out. She's a ktana, no simanim, nothing. Boichal is the medium stage, it starts growing, betzemel, and that's the mature stage. Pago, oidetinoikes. She's still a ktana, nothing. Boichal, elu yimenu reo. The medium stage is considered naros, and we're going to say what that means. Bezu, ubezu, whether you're a ktana or a nairo. So you could be 12 years old, and we had, whoever learned Kiddushin remembers, there's like 6 months from 12 to 6. Over here the Mishnah is saying a little differently. It's up to 6, maximum 6, but I could get to Bagros even earlier if you have one of these many simanim that the Gemara is going to bring now, or the Mishnah.
6 months.
6 months, yeah, from 12 and 6 months into 12 and a half. There's Bagros. That what? Bezu amru aviyah zakai b'mtziasa. If she finds something or she earns something, it's all her father's. Ubemas yodel ubahafaras nedareah. He's capable of annulling her nedarim. Tzemel is the last stage. That's when the fig is completely ripe. Kivin shabagro shuvein lovir shuspa. That's it. She goes on her own. She's mature. Ezu Simonea says Rashi. Machlokes Rashi and Tosfos. Rashi says the Mishnah is trying to tell us when does she become a begeres? When does she reach the final stage? We're talking about the upper body when there's a fold of skin under the breast. When they hang. When there's a oiketz, the Mishnah, the Gemara calls it a oiketz. In English, it's a nipple. Around that area, if it becomes dark. Rabbi Yossi oimer kidei sheyeh noisen yodei ala oiketz v'ushekeh v'shoyeh lachzor. So Rabbi Yossi says, if you push it, the oiketz in, and it takes time for it to come back out, that means that she's a begeres. Paga oidati noikes. K'dechsiv hate'eino chonto pagel. The figs are ripening. So in other words, it's the beginning stages. It just comes out. The how do you say it in English? It starts blooming. So she's still looked at. Budding. Thank you. Budding is garnished. There's nothing there. She's no simanim. She's a ktana. Boichal, that's like a small fig. Elu meinurim k'desnan hateinim. When are you chayiv meiser on figs? Mishayivchalu. When they grow, they have a certain shear in growing. So it's a medium shear. These figs, they actually start changing colors. So too, by the girl. It says in the pasuk, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was disgusted with the 3 milachim and he killed them. It says, "Vatiktzar nafshi bohem." I was disgusted. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says in their neshamas or whatever. V'gam nafsham bochalobi, and their neshama, their nefesh. I was disgusted. In other words, Rashi says an amazing thing here. Rashi says, "Godolai adam hakotz bedavar." When a person hates something, nira like a godol, he imagines it becomes great in his eyes. It becomes big. He thinks about it too much. It becomes big. So over here also, the lashon bachala means mature. So that's the final stage of maturity. Tzemel kemanda omar yotzet someleya. She came out full. She's fully grown. Ve'ezu simoneo. So now we go into more simonim. There's a fold in the skin. Don't think that there's a fold in the skin. It's even more mature. That if she puts her hands behind her, and then you see a fold of skin. The Meiri says it means a fold of skin to the side. Shmuel Bodak Bam says, and this is a Gemara that you'll never forget. Shmuel took his own shifcha and checked her out to see what the simanim are, or to see if she herself was mature. And he paid her 4 zuzim for embarrassing her. Now, Tosfos points out that it's his slave. There's no concept of busha. You don't pay a slave. If you embarrass your friend's slave, you don't pay them. Now, even if you do pay them, according to one mandam you do pay, who do you pay? The master. Now Shmuel is the master, so why is he paying her? Says Tosfos because he didn't want the din min hashamayim. He didn't want a kpeda from her on him, so he paid her off. Shmuel etamei. Shmuel is actually good, says the Gemara. Compared to other manda omrim, he treated them with a lot of respect. You could enslave your slave. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be concerned with any busha. You work them. So says the Gemara, Shmuel would not allow the men, the other slaves, to conduct themselves with hefker. He gave each shifcha a husband, a man. This is yours. So he treated them with respect. Rav Nachman, on the other hand, machlev lahem. he would switch them up all the time, and that was a big busha for his women, for the slaves. Rav Sheshes Masar Lehem La'arvi. Rav Sheshes went even a step further. He just took people off the street, goyim, because one of the things, why do you have these women, slaves? To produce more slaves. So he didn't care how he produced them. He didn't care about them at all. V'amar Lahen, and then yet, after all this, is Dar b'Yisrael. Yisrael. He told them, I'm warning you, do not be with a Jew because that's usher. Says Tosfos. From here you see that it's mutter for Evet Knani and a Shifra Knanis to be with a guy. The Tanoim, the Amoraim, they gave Goyim to them. And it's not a problem. I don't know if you remember the last Gemara in Avodah Zarah, like the last Sugya, it says over there, like he said, I forgot the whole thing over there. He says, I know what you did last night. He told TV, and then basically he was referring to last night. The king gave him a shifra, but he himself was an evet. So what was the big deal? Fine. But that's how Tosfos is medayik this, and he brings that Gemara. Who? Oh, Niddah, Goy, these kind of things. The Eishesish.
Shmuel was the doctor.
He's a little bit light to.
There's nothing wrong with doing it because it's a learning. Kahana was on the rabbi's bed. I'm saying,
I know what Levi is thinking. Levi's thinking, how come we didn't do it for learning? Because there's a couple bums here that wouldn't, not 100% has in learning. Levi?
That's not what it is.
Levi was the one that said, how come I didn't bring Meir Aglayim that day?
Yeah.
It was him.
We're still waiting for your child.
Rabbi Yossi Omer, my oiketz, there's more to the sugya. My oiketz, Omer Shmuel, uktzei shel da, the point. Tonu Rabbanon, Elohim Simoni Bagrus, Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Tzodik Omer, Mishiskash Kishu Adadim, says Rashi, Koloi Magdoilim Harbe, when they knock each other. Rabbi Yochanan ben Broika Omer, Mishiyachsif Rosh HaChoitem, it becomes darker, says the Gemara, Mishiyachsif Askunullah, that's already an older woman, that's not a Simen Bagrus. Elo, Omer Ravashi, Mishiyavtzel Rosh HaChoitem. It's interesting that a couple things here Rashi says. Choitem says Rashi suffix, Mishiyavsel suffix. Some people say that he doesn't mean suffix, he means pasuk. But it seems from Tosfos that he wasn't clear. His Rebbe didn't describe it 100%. But the other Rishonim say Mishiyavsel means when there's indentate, there's a crack where the milk comes out from. Rabbi Yossi Omer Mishetakif ha'Torah. Says Rashi, shegadol ha'oiketz va'av, it becomes thicker, umukav ha'Torah. And Rashi says, v'hainu shur d'oram Rabbi Yossi nami masnisin, that's the same shear that Rabbi Yossi said in the Mishnah, she'er noisin yodel ha'oiketz v'shekeah, it takes time for it to come back out. Rabbi Shimon Omer, mishin ismai chakaf. This is already a siman by the erva. There's a piece, when a girl is younger, before bas mitzvah, the stomach bloats a little bit, right above the erva, and as she gets older, it becomes flatter. V'chein Rabbi Shimon Omer, shloisha simonim nosu chachamim bishal milamata, ukenegna milamala. A woman has 3 simonim below and 3 above. Pago milamala. In other words, she's completely undeveloped above. Biyadua shelo yaviyah shtei saris. So below, there's no saris either. Boicha milamala. Once she starts developing above, biyadua sheviyah shtei saris, then it's connected to below the shtei saris. Tzemel milamalo, once we came to whatever the shear of tzemel is, like we had before, then you know that her stomach is already flat. My kaf, Omer Avuna, mokim tofuach, this is a bloated place, yeshlam mala moisim mokim, right above the erva, v'kimich megadeles, mismaich v'hoylech, it gets flatter and flatter. Shalos Rebbe. By you it says misraki. I think it's more of a. I thought it's something that you could see visually. The what? You have the same. What does the ArtScroll say, Rabbi say on mismaich? The word mismaich. No. He loves this Indian. Very, very.
American markets about too much obesity.
What's the word? Mismaich. What's the taich?
Flattens.
Flattens. Oh, flat. Very good. I like that pshat a little better. Okay. So he takes yours because what the ArtScroll is doing very good. the word mismayach means to soften, but how do you explain it in this soft? The stomach is soft, so it means, what he means is it's flat. The actual taich is flattened. That's why he went with the actual taich, and I think because physically, okay, fine. Shalas Rebbe, no questions. Shalas Rebbe, halacha kedivri mi. Who do we pass? We have all these simonim. Which one is it? Shachlu kedivri kulon lahachmir. In other words, Rashi says two pshatim here. A father cannot be made for the nedarim of a girl if she has any one of these simonim, or let's say she's mekabel kiddushin from somebody, and her father is mekabel kiddushin from somebody. Who she engaged to? Is she on her own yet or not? As long as she has one of these, all these 5, 6 simonim that we just mentioned, she needs a get from both. Rav Papa, Rav Chinin, no Bereder, Rav Ikka. Chad masni aho. Some say that Rebbe holds that you have to be machmer like all these shitas. V'chad masni achotz tzoris. Nothing to do with the sugya at all. It's another sugya of meiser. We know in meiser, in order to be chayiv in meiser, you have to do miruach hakri. You have to finish up everything you're doing outside in the field, and then you have to take it into your house. It needs to be nira pnei abayis. You have to see the inside of your house. What if you don't see the inside of your house? You see the inside of your yard. So there's 5 shitas here. What is a yard? This nan ezi chotzet tzoris shechayeves b'meiser. Which yard will be mechayev you meiser? Reb Shimon Oimer chotzer at tzoris she'akelim nishmorim b'soicha. This is where you don't have to worry about your belongings. They're watched. My chotzat tzoris amar Rav Chanan Reb Yochanan shekem b'tzor meishivim shomer pesach chotzer. What's tzor again?
Family.
No. Tzor is the name of a city. Tyre. So in Tzor, like today you would say in South Africa, they have a guard in front of the house. Like we went through some of these neighborhoods. Every house has like a little window in the wall. That's where the guard sits because Mendy will tell you all about it. And so will Hillel. Anyways, in Tzor they had the same thing. Okay, in Tzor they had guards watching because there's a lot of crime or whatever the reason was. So Mamela, that what's considered? So Nachman, what is considered your yard when it's secured? Security, you have secured. You don't have to worry about your stuff. If everybody has a key, there's no security. I go out, the next guy leaves behind me and he leaves it open. That's how it goes. If there's one person in charge of the door, says Rebbe Kiva, that's okay. But everybody in charge of the door, there's no security there. So Memela would be part of Meiser. Rebbe Nechemia Oimer, it's not about security, it's about privacy, says Rebbe Nechemia. If I could sit down and have a barbecue in my backyard and not worry about people staring at me, then that's considered a backyard. Nothing to do with me leaving my bike there and not being stolen. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Kol shenichnasim lo ve'ein oimrim lo, ma ato mevakesh ptura. If it's a hefkerveld, then everybody can walk in and out of my like these cheder madrigot that we have.
Reichenbach's house.
Like Mishra's house. Okay, whatever. Whose house?
Reichenbach.
Reichenbach's house. I told you about the pool already. Anyways, so if you walk up and down people's staircases and use their elevators, that's not a chotzer. Rabbi Yehuda is basically talking about Rebbe Kiva. Rebbe Kiva said that if everybody has a key, then it's not secure. It says Rabbi Yehuda, if I have 2 yards, one is within the other one, the guy inside doesn't share his key. The guy outside, in order for the inside guy to leave, he has to go through the outside chutzner. So memela, that door is not secure. But the inside guy, your own apartment, is secure. It's a chutzner within a chutzner, and therefore that's considered a place that you'd be chayiv meiser. Now, on that, Shalus, Rebbe, Halach Kedivri Mi, we have so many shitas, at least 5 shitas here. Who's the halacha like? Amalu, halacha Kedivri Kulon, Lahachmir. You have to take every one of these shitas l'chumra. So if I have a watch guard, well, maybe besides Rebbe Kiva they say, but everything else, if I'm embarrassed to eat in my backyard, then it's not chayav b'meiser. V'chulu v'chulu. Zogt, Levi, could I have some mashka over there? No, I have a cup here. Shkoyach, thank you.
So people were embarrassed to eat in public?
You believe it? Not like these people stuffing barekes and falafel as they're walking down the street. They had a busha. You're not supposed to eat in the shuk. It was a little bit of a... It is a little bit embarrassing. I don't think somebody wants to sit on a mirpeset, hanging over Ayalon and having a suda with his family. I don't think that's an accepted thing. What?
People eat in the park. Got my moon.
Certain foods, maybe, certain this, I don't know. Says the Gemara, Choshev people are more makbid. People with a little bit of dignity, you won't catch them dead eating in public. Says the Mishnah. Bas, exactly. But you'd take a picture of that. That's something that's interesting and people want to...
Queen wouldn't be eating in the park.
Bas esim shono shelo yaviyah shtei saris. Now we're talking about an islandess and a saris. We all know that, yeah, for a little bit. So an islandess, as we know, or a woman who can't have children, usually there's all these simonim, and when it comes to a saris, the guy can't grow a beard, his skin looks different, everything's different, his voice. Says the Mishnah, Bas esim shono shelo yaviyah shtei saris. You have somebody, forget about the simonim right now, 20-year-old that didn't bring simonim. Tavi rayo, she bas esrim shana. She should bring a rayo. Now, let me ask you, Stam, a riddle. How many ages are you familiar with that a boy can become bar mitzvah? Oh, so Mr. Feder said 12 and 13. Very good. Because yesterday we had the age of Shimon ben Elazar. Very good. 12 and 13. What else? What are other ages? Okay. What?
20
bar Onshim, but what about bar mitzvah?
83. If you never had one, anytime.
So we're going to learn today two more ages, 20 and 35.
What do you mean when you say bar mitzvah?
Bar mitzvah, Onshim, Chiyuvim, everything. Whatever. What do you mean bar mitzvah? What is a boy 13 bar mitzvah? Whatever that is.
Chayvus and mitzvahs?
Yes, chayvus mitzvahs.
First time he goes for
35. 35 is a new age, yeah.
That's when...
We'll see here in the Mishnah.
The rise is 20, isn't it?
That's chiyuv onshim. The right is chiyuv onshim, but chiyuv mitzvah is putting on tefillin. Bas esrim shana v'shelo yaviyah shtei saris tovi raya shehi bas esrim shana v'yailenis. She has to bring, what's a raya? She has to bring her birth certificate, her license, to that zehut, and she's 20 years old, and boom, she's an islandess. And therefore, she has nothing, she doesn't want to have anything to do with her brother-in-law, and her husband just died, so she tells her brother, don't get lost. I'm not even going to the bezdin, I'm not doing chalitz, I'm not doing anything. I'm an islandess. But you have to produce identification. Ben esim shana, what about a boy? Why does the Mishnah say Yaviu? They should bring a raya. The Mishnah say, just like she says, Tavi raya, it should say Yavi raya and Shalom Aleichem. Rashi addresses this and he says, because who wants to bring the raya here? The girl. She doesn't want to be married to this bum. So if she could prove that he's a saris, then she's good. But why would he prove that he's a saris? He wants to be married. Great. She says, look, you're not growing a beard. Something's wrong over here. I want to understand. You're a saris. So you prove it. So if she could prove that he's 20 years old and he has no beard or whatever it is, then Shalom Yisrael. Beisil hold the age is 20. They agree with everything. They just say that the age is different. It's 18. He makes some sort of compromise. When it comes to a male, it's 20 years old that you're saris. A woman matures earlier, so it's 18. Now it says, we learned by Yibum, Vermini. Echodli ben teisha shonim v'yim echod. Echodli is a lashon of it's the same. That what? When it comes to Yibum, it doesn't matter to me if this boy is 9 years old, or this 20-year-old, and a 9-year-old in one day means a 9-year-old nowadays. V'echoli ben esrim shaloi hevi shtei saros. That what? this 20-year-old doesn't have simanim, so we have to wait. He's not a saris. We have to, in other words, the question here is, does a saris need simani saris? Or even if he's 20 years old, that's enough. The Mishnah seems to say, a 20-year-old, once you provide proof that you're 20 years old, you're an automatic saris. What happened to the whole list in Yevamis? Where was it? That I forgot the Masechta. But anyways, it says a whole list of simanim. You don't need simanim. All you need is to know the person's 20 and he doesn't have simanim. But you don't need to prove. You don't have to have simani saris. You don't have to have a funny voice. You don't have to have no beard. You just have to have age and no simanim. The lack of simanim of shtei saros, that's enough. But over here it says that it's not enough. You need simanim. Our Mishnah means to say, it's not like we read it. That stam, he didn't have shtei saros, and that's enough to make him a saris. No, he has simani saris. Whereas Rashi over here, Rashi brings the cases of his skin is different, what do you call it? Smoke. How do you say it? Like when you come out of the bathhouse, steam. Steam doesn't come out of his face. Where's this Rashi? Has different type of hair, machlik, smooth skin, and the list goes on over there. No beard, v'chulu. Baby face, exactly. That's part of it. Mamish, smooth skin, no beard.
Not maturing.
V'ushin all the way simoni saris. Omarova, the kenami, the ktani v'hu saris. Says in our Mishnah that he is a saris. In other words, there are simoni saris shmamino. V'chinil noldu lo simoni saris at kama. What happens in our Mishnah? You said 20 means 20 years old plus he has simanim. So what if he doesn't have simanim? What if his skin is not so smooth, he steams when he comes out of the bath, then what? It says in the Pasuk, what is it? Shivim Shana, kids Shivim Shana. Half of 70 is 35 in a day. He goes into the 36th year. So that's when he becomes a gadol. Up until then, a saris, but then, up until then, he's a cotton. He would tell them, if he's skinny, fatten him up a little bit. Maybe that's what's causing his medical issues. Ibari, if he's too hefty, skin him up. So sometimes they come because he's too weak, sometimes because he's too heavy, so he has to be just right. Omarav. Yeah. No, it's both. Has a loch of a saris up until that point. In other words, he's a cotton and he becomes a saris from that point on. No chalitza, no yibum. The entire parak of Yotzei Doifen, if you look at all the Mishnayos, it says Bas Sholosh V'Yoyim Echad. That's what we call 3 years old. But in the Mishnah, it's always, every single case in the Mishnah mentions this 1 day and 1 day. 20 and 1 day. In our Mishnah, though, it doesn't say anything about 1 day. It says Bas Eshem Shana, period. Nothing to do with 1 day. If we would read it like we read everything up until now, it would mean to us, Bas Eshem would mean 19. Right, Rachamim? You told me yesterday, 12 is 11. So 20 is 19. Zog Gemara. It's full years. In other words, when I say 3 in a day, it's 3 full years. In our Mishnah, it doesn't mention and a day, so it's not full years. Okay, so Rula has a great raya. Why do all the Mishnayos say v'yoyim echad? All of a sudden, when it comes to nylanus, it doesn't mention anything. Elul Rav listening, and therefore it's a great raya that it's not meis leis. It's not a full year. It's 19. It's not 20. El Rav listening. Void. Tanya, it says in the Brayso, Rabbi Yossi ben Akiva, Oy Memeshrim, Rabbi Eliezer, Shnas Esrim, Shiyotzu Mimeno, Shloshim Yom. If you're 19 years old and 30 days, Harei Kishnas Esrim L'chol Dvarel. Then you're like a 20-year-old. The same exact halacha, just the age difference is different. When you're 18 and 30 days, so you don't ask me a contradiction. Oh, here he says 18 years old and he says 20. We said in our Mishnah that Basil say you have to be 20 years old to be an islanders, and Basil and Bishami say 18. They were just talking about the different cheetahs, but the concept is the same. 30 days into the 19th year is like you have 20 years. Elul Rav Kashio, but Rav says that you need Meis Le'eis, you need a full year. What is he going to do with this? It says over here in Mefurish, all you need is 19 years and 30 days. That's enough to have 20. You don't need Meis Le'eis. You don't need a full 24-hour period, a full 365-day period. Says the Gemara Tanoi. In fact, this is Machlokes Tanoi. Shono Amuro Bekochim. It says in the Torah by Karbanis, different things. It says Keves ben Shnasa, it has to be a year old. So it means a full year. Meis Leis. Shona Muro Bebati Yerechayma. That is, if you have a house, you sold a house in a walled city, so now you could redeem it. When could you redeem it? You have to wait at least a year, right?
Only in the first year.
No, you can only redeem in the first year. You can only in the first year can you redeem it, right? Shtei shanim shebzdei achuzo, the opposite by zdei achuzo. In zdei achuzo, if you sell a field that came from an inheritance from the chalukas haaretz, you cannot redeem it for the first 2 years. But when you redeem it, it's all prorated. So in other words, you bought it for $1,000 and there's 10 years left to Yovel, so it's $100 a year. So any year that went by, you take off $100. Shei shonim shebevet ivri, a Jewish slave is only for 6 years. It's also made slaves. V'chein shebebenu shebevas. So that we're going to have to see. What is benu bas? Kulon me'es le'es. So l'chayr benu bas, like in our Mishnah, halachas like that, 20 years, me'es le'es. Shona hamur bekochim inolan. How do we know this year by Korbanos? Omar Ravacha bar Yaakov, Omar Kro, Keves ben Shnasoi. Shnasoi Shaloi, it says Shnasoi, his year. So it goes by his birthday. V'loi Shana Shuminyan Oilam, doesn't go by Rosh Hashanah, it goes by his year. Shana Amur B'Batei Yerchayim Minolon, Omar Kro, the 1 year that you have to redeem your house that you sold in a walled city. Omakro atoim shnas mimkaroi. When you sold it, you have 1 year from the time you sold it. Mimkaroi shaloi v'lo shana shamiyin oilam. Shtei shanim shebzdei achuza min olon. The 2 years that you cannot redeem your field. Omakro b'mispar shnei tvuos yimkar loch. Pa'amim she'ata moicher shalosh tvuos b'shtei shanim. How do you have a situation? I have a chart, so maybe we should start the sugya tomorrow. It's a simple chart, but the way to get to, you could have 3 crops in 2 years is if you base it on your own, the way you sell your field. We'll start from here tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
If you were born on November 1st, you have to wait till November 1st, the following year, or when you turn 20, or when you turn 3.